How do you balance finding the killers in a cold case with justice for the families in cases where the killer has been given the ultimate punishment? Tomorrow, the State House will begin debating a bill that abolishes Colorado's death penalty and begins to use that money to reopen cold case murders. John Romero is live to explain how this proposal has put victims' families on very different sides of the death penalty issue. John?
That's right, Leland. This dark alley, this back alley at 23rd and Blake is not the kind of place you'd think about debating a state house bill, but this really is the center of it. Back in 1985, a body was found back here, 16-year-old Tracy Wooten. Tonight, her sister is speaking out, saying they need more money to solve cold cases like hers by abolishing the death penalty. And it's an idea with plenty of opposition, including families of those murdered by criminals then given the death penalty.
That is really one of the last pictures we have of her. She was about 15 in this picture.
With every picture, a memory, and with every memory, a question for Jackie Borg. Who killed her sister, and why has the case never been solved?
They found her off of 23rd and Blake in an alley. She'd been beaten, raped, and strangled.
There was evidence in the death of 16-year-old Tracy Wooten back in 1985.
There was semen, skin, blood from the person who did this.
But never an arrest. It's why Borg so strongly supports a statewide cold case unit, a unit some state lawmakers want to pay for by abolishing Colorado's death penalty. They say it's a savings of $4 million a year.
Spending that kind of money on waiting for a guy for 15 years sitting on death row is a waste.
There are exactly 2 inmates currently on death row in Colorado, Nathan Dunlap and Sir Mario Owens, a killer of 2 people who were going to testify against him. One was Rhonda Field's son, Javad.
There are some crimes that are so heinous, they're so brutal, they are so violent that they deserve the ultimate price.
Fields thinks victims simply shouldn't have to choose between executions and convictions.
Solving cold cases and solving crimes is very important. That should be a bill on its own.
She knows the pain that only crime victims share and says her wish to see Sir Mario Owens pay the ultimate price should not take away Jackie Borg's last hope to put her sister's questions to rest and have her murder solved.
It'd be like boulders rolling off of my shoulders. It'd just be huge.
This bill has been introduced before and was defeated last time in part because of opposition from local district attorneys who say they need that ultimate punishment as deterrent. As Rhonda Fields says, if you get life in prison without parole for 1 murder, what's to stop you from doing 3 or 4? You'll still get life in prison without parole. Then Jackie, who you just saw, will testify tomorrow in the State House in favor, however, of that bill. Leland.
Right, but John, it seems as though Colorado hasn't exactly used the death penalty all that often, correct?
Yeah, exactly once since 1967. So they don't use it that often, which is kind of an argument for both sides. On one hand, they say we're not going to use it, why pay for it? On the other side, they say why abolish it if we are so judicious in handing it out? Leland.
Tough decisions on both sides. John Romero, thanks so much. Switching